Welcome into Floyd Stadium and welcome into our Blue Raider Insider podcast from fall football camp. Chip Walters, Emmy Fazenbaker, and Joe Dubin, Big Joe on the go, is with us here today. And Emmy, we're going to be here for the next 2 hours. We're going to have we're going to have guests, and we're going to be talking Blue Raider football. We're 3 weeks away from Saturday of opening up the 2025 season.
Crazy.
And so it's going to be a fun day.
It is. I'm so excited. We're going to, like you mentioned, talk all things Blue Raider football, have some guests on that are going to give us their insight specifically for their jobs with the team and just all of their perspectives on how this team is looking so far in fall camp 2025.
Yep, exactly. And as you can hear in the background, I think one of the new assistant coaches they had to add was the director of music. And because it's a different world than, I think about when I was younger and you went to football practice, you didn't have music, but it's all part of it, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. And but right now, the guys are going through just stretching and warm-ups, and they'll get into a lot of the different drills, breakouts by position. And Joe is going to actually be able to.
He's our sideline reporter today.
He is our sideline guy today, and. I don't know, Joe, can you hear us already?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning to you. Lauren and I down here on the sideline and getting ready. It's funny, Chip, you talked about music at practice. When I played many years ago, it was quiet as a church mouse. All you could hear was the coaches screaming at all the players. They still scream at the players, but now you get the music in the background, so it's kind of like a nice little Broadway play that goes on. But look, it's still a practice today. It's an important day to get ready for MTSU football, but it's going to be a fun day because of the access we're going to have on the field today. It's really cool, so we'll have a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to be. We couldn't quite hear Joe real well.
The music's kind of overwhelming us right now, but I know you had some good input right there.
Yeah, and he always does. He's pithy, if nothing else. And anyway, coming up here in a few minutes, Caitlin Manning is going to join us. She is the chief of staff of Blue Raider football. Jamie Blatnick, the strength and conditioning coach, will be here around 7:30. Chris Massaro will be here at 7:55. Dana Marquez, the chief, he is the general manager of Blue Raider football. He'll be here at 8:10, and Chelsea Floyd at 8:30. And all in between, we're going to be hearing from coaches actually on the field during drills. And we hope that Joe doesn't get killed down there. And because I've got to have him back available for the home opener on the 30th of September.
Yep.
But Emmy is new with us this year, and one of the things you're going to be doing, and we'll kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, after our Blue Raider Network broadcast goes off the air, you're going to be doing another post-game show from the facility, which is right behind us.
Exactly.
After each of the home games. Kind of talk about that a little bit.
So our whole idea was to give, once again, another inside look, specifically right after home games, whenever, hopefully we have a win, and we're kind of giving more insight about what unfolded onto the turf, kind of what happened, whether there was a pivotal moment, whether we had some key players really make some game-changing plays, certain things like that. We're going to bring them into the press conference room and kind of have a sit-down, at least for 15 to 30 minutes post-game coverage. We might have some other things underneath in our sleeves too that I'm not going to share with you just yet, but yeah, we're really excited about it. We're going to hopefully be bringing on, some offensive coordinators, defensive, anybody that we can talk to really just share with us how proud they are of those players once the clock ran down. And again, hopefully we have a win here at Floyd Stadium each time that we hit the turf here in Murfreesboro.
Yep, and again, it all starts August 30th with Austin Peay. September 20th will be homecoming with Marshall, and that kind of bookends the non-conference schedule with road trips to Wisconsin and Nevada on the 6th and 13th. So apparently we're I thought we were going to get down to business, but
nope, not yet.
Music is still going. But I think it's important. We had a huge crowd out here last week on Wednesday for the ribbon cutting and dedication
like
of
650?
this building behind us, which is the Steve and Denise Smith Student Athlete Performance Center. And what it told me was, people are excited about what's going on, and they want to be part of it, and they were here for that. And so you get your tickets. Don't be waiting until August 30th. And there are a lot of great deals. One of the other things too we can talk about here right off the top is August 30th is, we've had for the last 20 years, we've had a blackout game. And
we're switching it up.
Switching things up this year. And we're going to be wearing the white.
Yep. So not me, him.
The white uniforms on August 30th.
Yep.
So it's going to be a whiteout. The team will be wearing white uniforms that night against Austin Peay. And so there is a ticket package that you can get an end zone seat as well as a whiteout T-shirt for $20. Now,
wow,
the regular price for that ticket is $22, but if you buy the whiteout package, it is $20.
Yeah.
So more for less.
Yep. That's like the same thing as for two people going to McDonald's getting some Happy Meals. So.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. And so come out and be happy.
Phil Floyd.
And Phil Floyd that night.
Floyd.
The other ticket package for the home opener that I'm pretty excited about, you get a ticket, you can buy a ticket to the Austin Peay game, and you also get a ticket to the Music City Grand Prix right up the road at Nashville Super Speedway on the next day for $59. You get in both events for $59, and if you go on GoBlueRaiders.com right now, it is right at the top of the page. Both of those ticket deals that we just talked about are right there.
It's amazing.
So it is.
Go check it out.
And so there are all kinds of ticket deals that are going on. If you'd like to sit in this building right behind us with all the premium things that go along with that,
SRM Concrete Club.
SRM Concrete Club, you can do that, and that's all available. You can contact the Blue Raider Athletic Association for that. So we'll be talking some tickets as time goes along, but we're talking football team right now. We just heard the horn go off. That means period one is getting ready to go down on the field. The music has stopped and the chatter has begun. And Caitlin Manning is joining us. She is the chief of staff of Blue Raider football. Caitlin, how are you?
I'm lovely. How are you guys this morning?
Doing good. Now, one of the things that people think that you guys are at the facility all the time, which most of the time you are. But this summer, you were able to get away.
I was.
And when we say get away, we not talking about she went to Memphis for the weekend. You got away for what? Almost
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
And tell them what you did.
I went to Kenya on a mission trip. So I went with people in college and professional athletics. We went over there, did a coach's clinic, did some youth sports camps in the schools, did some evangelism in the neighborhoods. But yeah, it was amazing. We did a safari, so don't worry.
That's so fun, though.
I just took my paintings yesterday to get framed, which is always a feat, but
yeah,
I did
amazing,
it. I know.
Heck yeah.
It's my favorite. Yeah, well, it was awesome.
Now you're back into the swing of things.
Yes.
It's your second year here in Murfreesboro.
Yep.
For you, I want you to tell more. Everybody knows a lot of times that you're chief of staff. You're kind of the right-hand woman for Derek Mason.
Yes.
But tell us more about what your day-to-day life looks like here at Blue Raider football.
Yes. So, like you said, a lot of stuff with Coach Mason. He's got a lot going on all the time, but also operations, that's what I love. That's what fires me up. So. All the behind the scenes things right now. I am full in season planning, so all the travel and things that are coming up, because we're less than a month out, which is exciting stuff. I'm ready for that. So all the travel, the planes, buses, hotels, those things that your DFO does, as well as all the staff things, scheduling. I have a big calendar in my office because I'm never operating in the month that we're actually in. So I need all those months ahead to be what I'm looking at instead of my weekly calendar. So yeah, it's kind of chaos. Every day it's a little different. I never actually get to everything on my to-do list because something always comes up. But yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing amazing.
Yeah, and part of it is when you, like for instance, our conference opponents. A lot of times that is rinse and repeat, to some degree.
Yeah. Copy paste from week to week in season. Whereas fall camp is just chaos.
And also a lot of times you're going back to the same hotels or the same bus companies, things like that. But this year we're breaking new ground, going to Wisconsin, going to Nevada. So you have to go do site surveys.
Yes.
When did that start? Because we'll go to Wisconsin and Nevada in September. When did you go out there the first time to look at hotels and the lay of the land?
Our schedule was released maybe January, or February probably, beginning of February. So I did most of my site visits in February. Obviously we had somewhat of an idea of we knew those out of conference games, what those would be. And then we kind of had an idea of who we would be playing in conference. So I started to knock those out in February. My goal was to be done with everything by the time we got to spring ball, because spring ball is chaotic as well. So my hope was to be done with all of our contracting by the time we walked into that. So I started as soon as we got our schedule, I was on the road.
You were feet on the ground, just ready to go.
Yeah, ready to roll. I'm like, excuse me, Conference USA, when are we getting it?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me know right now.
Exactly. Now, practice has begun for today. We're in period 1.
We are.
Explain to folks how a practice plan comes together.
Yes, so our coordinators spend a lot of time. They've spent the last couple months really working out what they wanted fall camp to look like. We're currently in a 3 days on, 1 day off rhythm. So we went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, off on Sunday. We'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off on Thursday. So we're kind of in that rhythm for our acclimation period. So the coordinators are heavy in practice planning, what that's gonna look like, what their emphasis for team periods needs to be, how much special teams is going into each practice, all that stuff, how much time they need for pre-practice walkthroughs. I am more focused on the schedule, the timing, the compliance, meeting times, when we can work in. We got to get pictures, like headshots, things like that for video board, when we can work that kind of stuff in. So that's kind of more my focus, is everything other than what happens on the field, but also getting them on the field. And then, as far as the actual operations of practice, that takes a lot of bodies. We have, I want to say it's 12 equipment managers, 11 video. They've got a ton of athletic training students this year. So there's a lot that goes into that from a support staff standpoint. Somebody's got to be playing music. Somebody's got to operate the horn. Somebody's got to operate the clock.
We said there had to be a new position, director of music, that somebody's in charge of that now.
So Chris Kopp is currently up there, which I love that for us, because that's the kind of stuff he loves, is to DJ, to make music. So when I texted him and was like, hey, you want to do music for fall camp?
And one thing she doesn't know, because she's still new, is that Coach Mason in his house
he told me.
has the full DJ set up.
He told me this. He told me whenever we were in Texas.
He's proud of that.
Yeah, the boys like to give him a hard time for that, because he always says that he's going to DJ. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you remember this, but it was like, I want to say it was during basketball season. It was right after we got here, and there was some sort of like Greek life happenings around a basketball game, and he told them he was going to come DJ one of their parties. And I was like, oh gosh, I need to remember that, because somebody's going to reach out to me and be like, hey, when can he come DJ? He hasn't gone yet. So the boys like to hold him accountable for the fact that he needs to DJ something. Well, but he can't DJ practice, just to be clear.
Yeah. He said that during fall camp, he might try to during one of y'all's breaks, maybe possibly DJ. He says that. But we'll see if that comes to fruition.
We do have a talent show coming up. I don't know that the boys know. It's on their calendar. So if they look at their calendar, they know it's happening next week. But we've been doing some team building stuff over the course of the summer. We've had a group come in. They're coming in 4 times total. So they fly in next week, and they're going to do some team building things. And then that evening, we're going to have a talent show. So maybe that's, honestly, that's probably the perfect opportunity. The boys would love that. Maybe he's the closer.
Well, I hope so. Someone please take a video.
Yes.
Well,
you guys are welcome to come. I'll put it on your calendars too.
Amazing. So with team bonding and certain things like that, yes, there's a lot of new faces. We've been talking about it. But specifically for team bonding, from your perspective, from where like you're looking, how is the team meshing this year?
I love this group that we have. We do have a lot of new players. We got, I mean, Chip might be able to rattle off this number better than I can. I want to say we're around 60 new players.
62.
Between January and
Yeah.
June. So there's a lot of new bodies, which is, it's tricky for them in the locker room because there's always new faces. But I also think there's more of an emphasis on that team bonding because ultimately they need to know each other off the field as well as they do on the field, so that they develop that trust between it. Like Nick needs to get to know his receivers and his O-line. You know what I mean? So I think this building really services that well.
I agree.
They've got that great team, the player lounge downstairs. So. I actually saw a couple of them bringing in pillows last night because they were like, we're going to sleep on the couch in the players' lounge. I was like, you guys have apartments.
They were
like,
doing a
what are we doing? Yes. It was like 10 p.m. and they were like, well, we got to be back at 5. I was like, I just don't know that that's the best solution. So all of that being said, I think that the building does create spaces for them to kind of naturally spend more time together because they've got a place to hang out in the locker room. They've got meeting rooms now. So
All under one roof.
Yes, if you walk down the meeting room hall any time of the day, you've got guys in there watching film. So I think this will naturally create some more time that they're spending together because they didn't really have that before. So they're treating it more like a home than they are like a workspace, which I love. And that's kind of that's the point, right? So especially at fall camp because we have them all day, every day. So I think that this really caters to them spending more time together naturally. And then we're also facilitating some stuff as well. So
more cohesiveness.
And one thing, moving into this new building has been quite an undertaking, to say the least. But I know you guys wanted to make it as seamless as possible for the kids.
Yes, absolutely. And we did that last couple of weeks was a little bit of a rush. I'm sure Nathan Wallach, who I saw him this morning, I'm
He's
sure
awake.
he was ready to kill all of us. Yes, God love him. He has done an amazing job. He has been such a resource for us, just knocking the little things out. So the fact that we were able to move in before fall camp is partially, like if we were moving in right now, our days are filled from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. plus. So if we were moving in right now, that would be a little more chaotic than it already was, right? But it also caters so specifically to their recovery, which is partially why we really want it to be in for fall camp. Because once again, their days are long, it's hard on their bodies. So if we can get in here where they have a red light room, where they have the Norma Techs, where they have a player's lounge so they can be off their feet when they're not in meetings. So that was why we pushed so hard to get in before fall camp, and we did it. And once again, Nathan, I can give all of that to Nathan because he did such a great job helping us make sure that this building was ready for us.
All right. Caitlin, thanks for coming by. I know you have
Anything for you, Chip.
you have things to go. See, I love hearing that because, well, and now here's
I think that's the second time I've told you that today, and it's only
here's a little behind
7
the scenes. 3 weeks from yesterday will be our first coaches show over at the Boulevard. So 3 weeks from yesterday, we start at 6 o'clock. So at 5:59 and a half, I'll be getting a text.
He's coming, I promise.
Well, we're pulling in the parking lot now.
He'll be here.
So Caitlin is in charge of getting Coach Mason there, and
it got to a point where I was like leaving him, not like that, but kind of like that. And then I was like, I don't know where he is. I'd put like Landon or somebody like, make sure he gets out the building.
Exactly.
And then I'd run up and be like, I promise he's coming. He's somewhere.
He's right behind me.
All right, Caitlin is with us today, and Caitlin Manning, the Chief of Staff of Blue Raider football. Go do your job now, okay?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Gotta go
spending.
get some more coaches for you.
Thanks.
Oh, yes.
That'll become Jamie Blatnick will be here in about 10 minutes or so.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So that
Good luck, you guys.
I know we'll strap. We'll
Yep.
put the seatbelts on when
Correct.
Jamie gets here. As we mentioned, Joe Dubin is down on the field, and let's see if we can go down to Joe and what's going on down there. We're in period 2.
Yeah, Chip, actually we're going down to period 3 now, my man. So yeah. Right? It's okay though. It's all fluid today what goes on. What's funny about all this, guys, is that, football people think, oh, it's a lot of violence and it's crazy and a lot of chaos. You'll see, and Caitlin just described that when you asked her that great question about what goes into a practice plan, and we're going to show you the kind of the offensive line guys behind us right now, is that it's very organized. Football coaches are very, very organized. Everything is organized. You have to be at a certain place at a certain moment. What goes on, the period will end. They'll go to another station. Everything is very fluid, very calm, very easy what they go through. That's why it's organized chaos with these guys. I'm telling you, every football coach is the most organized person in the country because they always have some place to go and their players to go someplace. It's right behind me, offensive lineman going through the drill. I remember these days, oh man, early morning, 2-a-day practices going through this. It's great to be out here and see this. So all the stations going on, offensive line, defensive line. Right now the kickoff team is going on and doing their thing today. It's practice. It's repetition. It's every single day. It might seem like, oh, man, this gets old, but the coaches like the repetition. That's how you get better. It's how things go on. So it's a lot of fun. Early morning practices. I love the fact that these guys get on the field at 6 o'clock in the morning. It starts at 7, and they roll with it because remember in the old day, during camp, you'd practice in the morning from like 7 to 9. You'd go do meetings. You'd come back in the afternoon, go from like 3 to 5. It was a long day. It's still a long day as well, but it's just very cool to be out here and see this because this reminds us, guys, that football is really here and it's good to go. Back up to you guys.
All right, Joe
Thanks,
Dubin,
Joe.
Big Joe on the go has. We have brought him back from the ashes, and he'll be here with us all day for the next up until 9 o'clock when we're done. We get bonus coverage from Jamie Blatnick now,
Oh, yeah.
who has joined us a few minutes early, which is great. And so, Jamie,
How's it going?
how is it going?
It's going great. you know.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Day
Scoot
4
on
now.
up.
Yeah, we're rolling. So excited about it. You know, getting these guys rolling.
We ended up talking to Caitlin at the end of our conversation about moving into this building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing moving file boxes and staplers and things like that.
Yeah.
When you're the strength and conditioning coach and you're moving into a huge new space, and one of the videos I saw people trying to unbox dumbbells, and it was hilarious because people couldn't hold the guys who
Yeah.
were unboxing the dumbbells couldn't get them out of the box because they were so. Talk about the process of getting out of the dance studio and now into your unbelievable new space for the weight room.
Yeah, I mean the process. I mean, it started, last year in December. When we got in, and it was just planning and preparation, and what do we want to get in there? How much space do we have? Where are the outlets? I mean, there's just a lot that goes into it, and there was a lot of late nights, kind of figuring out what we want to do for the flow of the team, right? So we can get a full team lift in there. How's that going to look? Do we have enough racks? We got 120 guys, 130 guys, 105, 60 and 60, whatever it may be. But the process for it, the planning is a lot, and then you get to the install. And there's still going to be hiccups, right? Luckily, my installer is Sorinex and Dynamic, Weigh It Out, which was our main installers. The hiccups were minor, so hallelujah. Okay?
Yeah.
Other than trying to get the 200-pound dumbbells out of the box. Okay, I let them struggle with that a little bit, but
Did you help him out, I'm assuming?
yes. So I wasn't just going to stand there, and I really wanted to, like my wife does me.
And let's make
I
it
wanna go,
clear.
hey, that goes right
Let's
there.
make it clear. When you say 200-pound dumbbells, you're talking about the actual piece of equipment,
One.
not people.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, football's a game about moving people, so.
That's right.
You can move weight, you can move some people. But I just didn't want to. I kind of wanted to sit there and go,
You wanted to watch him.
oh, I think I want it on that side of the room.
Yeah.
But no, I just got in there and got to work. And there's a lot of hours. I mean, a lot of hours. We had 24,000 pounds of new plates, that we had to get out, unbox, put up.
Yeah.
And my back was a little tight afterwards. But we got it done.
Yeah. So, well, you and
Go
I
ahead.
have talked about a lot of the equipment in there is unique to MTSU alone.
Correct.
Can you shed light on that? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
So our weight plates are the world's thinnest weight plates from Weigh It Out. We're the first team ever to get the thinnest 100-pound plates. We have 100-pound plates in there because we use them. Get those thinnest plates as a college. We have those jump boxes that go up to 70 inches. That's
Okay.
custom.
Now, your old jump
built.
boxes only went to
60.
There we go.
Yep.
See,
Only
I,
went to 60.
I pay attention.
Yep. So, and then I got 26 guys over 60, so I said, need something bigger.
Yeah.
So that was a custom build. I've got some attachments coming in for our reverse hypers. It'll be a custom build. But the room was really set up, so you can do multiple things at each space, right? So it's a big room, but it's not the biggest room. But I think it's going to be the most utilized space, right? and it looked sharp. So I was really happy the way everything turned out, color scheme, set up.
And the other thing with this space now is that you are able to be much more efficient.
Much more.
With what because you were having to break up, when I think about it now, having to, send 105 guys, through their workouts in that dance studio, it still is kind of amazing how you all pulled it off as well as you did. And now the new Kevin Byard Strength and Conditioning Center it's 4 times bigger than the old weight room, which was pretty big in itself, but this thing is huge.
Yeah.
And the specialized equipment, I mean, as you mentioned, it comes down to moving weight and moving people and things like that. Kind of talk about your philosophy on strength and conditioning, and it's much more than just like you'd see in the Olympics and throwing weight around.
Correct. So I do a conjugate style training method. So we do 2 max effort days in the off season and 2 dynamic effort days in the off season. The dynamic effort days are your speed days. It's lighter weight, 50 to 60% of their max plus accommodating resistance, 25 to 33%. And that's the day that we develop speed, right? Our max effort days where we develop maximum strength. So that's not just getting on a bench press or a squat or a deadlift and seeing what it looks like. Those are good mornings. Those are RDLs. Those are Nordics. Those are dumbbell rep maxes, barbell rep maxes, close grip overhead presses, payloft presses, a lot of different things, but they're all indicators, right? Okay. So I look at them, and as I test the guys week to week, I can go, okay, we need more rotator cuff work, or we need more glute work, or we need more hamstring work, or we need more mobility in the shoulders, or more mobility or stability in the hips. And so the programming kind of adjusts based on what they need. These guys did a really good job this summer. Phenomenal job, actually.
Thank you.
Good.
Getting things done this summer. We had a lot of really good speed numbers. We had 48 guys over 20 miles an hour.
Wow.
2 over 23, 8 over 22, and 6 or 10 over 21. I go back and look at my notes. But it's definitely one of the fastest teams we've been a part of. When I first got here, I think we had 15 guys over 20.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
And with that equipment, everything that we've been talking about, how do you think by helping these players, how do you think that's going to capitalize on their athletic ability?
I think it's gonna change the mindset. It's gonna feel now like a Division I university. It's gonna have the feel. They're gonna be proud to come in there and work. And the guys, not like they weren't, but it's just different, right? And you're kind of jammed into 5 different lift groups, and I got some offensive linemen in this group, some in this group, and whatever it may be, because there's just not room. That's gonna be the biggest difference, and then just being efficient with it.
Yeah.
So now where I had to start guys, maybe I wanted everyone to box jump first, because you want to do your explosive work first.
Okay.
The whole facility, I couldn't do that. So some guys would have to squat or deadlift or do their max there, and then go test their box jump, which...
It's probably hard for you to really make sure that all the guys were doing what they needed to do as well.
Yes. Yes.
Keep an eye on them, making sure that they're...
Absolutely. I've got a great coaching staff.
Yeah.
And they do a great job. But now, like my flow, I can have all my explosive work done for the entire team. They can do it first because I got the room to do it. Then we can go into our strength work, and then we get into our accessory work. So the flow that way is more beneficial for them.
Okay.
Right? So it's hard if you get off a run and then you go do a heavy squat, and then it's like, okay, time to PR on your jump. And you're like, oh, my legs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I kind of saw that one coming, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as you're in year 2 now of this program, of the new staff and all of that, how much more time this year can you spend on doing things instead of telling them how to do things?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's that has been phenomenal. Their attention to detail, and now these guys, they understand the flow and they understand my standards and expectations of what I want them to do. At this point now, I'm telling leaders need to lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach fed, player led.
You guys need to, hey, you're in this group of 3, you guys need to take control of it. And they're doing it. So I don't have to go, okay, what is that? I never taught you that. I said that so many times last year. Ain't nobody ever taught you that. Why are you doing that? Okay. And
Make it make sense.
Yeah. Now guys are like, they're like, I hear other players like, oh, it's got to be like this.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Hey, sit on the box, longer. Right. We're not tapping it. It's just little stuff that just, it carries over on the field. It's the same way I see it in stretch lines too.
Yeah.
You know, look, everyone's clapping. It sounds like thunder. That's what it should sound like, not staggered and some guys staring off into watching butterflies. You know, guys are locked in. So
They're more unified this year.
yes,
Like
yes.
in Remember the Titans.
Uh-huh. Yep. So, and that all just helps kind of carry over because now I can get the whole offense in there, and they can see their guys train, all right? And you can see who's working, and you got more eyes on you now. So now it's
And there's accountability.
there's a lot more accountability, right?
Yeah.
So you can't hide.
Who are your mentors in the strength business?
Well, Rob Glass, obviously. I was under him at Oklahoma State. He was my strength coach through college.
Okay.
Right.
I talked to Nate Peoples a lot. He's over there at Oklahoma State too. He was at University of Texas, Central Michigan. I talked to Dr. Jake Pence a lot. He's the guy who invented the jump boxes for us.
Oh, okay.
He's got a brilliant mind. And then, you know, kind of going back, I take a lot of stuff from Paula Quinn, Louis Simmons, Marv Marinovich, a lot of old Soviet methods. Right?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because they work.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Because they work, and there's science behind them, and it's thousands of studies done with high-level athletes, not just Joe Schmoes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So a lot of the programming and the percentages and how I target explosive strength, speed strength, strength speed, strength endurance, right? I use them as a template, right? So I know, okay, you should get X amount of reps at this percentage. Okay, this is minimum, this is optimum, and this is maximum. So we always work in that optimum range. Right, when we get into camp, we kind of start moving to that minimum range, just because they're banging a lot.
Yeah.
Right, so you kind of move back a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of my philosophies and methods.
So obviously there's only one new face on your coaching staff or on the coaching staff as a whole. You've been talking a lot about the players, but for this dynamic of being able to build an even more trust with your own colleagues beside you, how helpful has that been for you?
Extremely helpful. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not, when you get new coaches, you got to coach players and coaches because they're not quite sure, right, of what I expect or what it should look like, or hey, those fives need to be right there. I'm very particular. Like the
Yeah.
weight room's a toolbox, right? So if I'm looking for something, I better go right to that where that is, and it better be there, right? And there's a reason for it. Like especially when we're in the dance studio, like it's so
Oh, yeah.
packed. If it's out of whack, now I've got an hour. Now if I spend time trying to find hooks or bands or whatever what I'm looking for, now I run out of time, or players run out of time. So it's all programmed, right, with a very smooth flow. I always tell them, don't mess my flow up. Okay? Do not mess the flow up. Okay, it goes from here to here to here.
And they know now. They know.
They know. I say, okay, if it looks like this, so these got to be set up like this. And then there's still a lot of tinkering we're doing in the new room, like with jammer arms and back attacks and bear squats and Nordic or inverse curls. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that we did a full just strength staff orientation.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, where do we want these set? Because we want it to look uniform. Well, I got females on the strength staff, but we can't put them way up here, you know, because then they're climbing up on it. It's just not conducive. So it's just little stuff that we got to look at and go, okay, that looks good. Does that work for you? Does that work for you? And then just kind of work it that way.
Yeah.
What has been, from your days as a player to now your days as a head strength coach, what has been the biggest development in strength, conditioning, and recovery? Is it the advent of really focusing on recovery?
Yes, the recovery is extremely important. Extremely important.
And to
But-
me, 20 years ago, we didn't talk about recovery.
Right.
You know,
Changed
when it first came about, drink chocolate milk. You know, and there was that.
And now milk's bad for you.
And now
I cut the milk out.
and now we've got red light therapy and all this kind of stuff.
So here's like, I tell the players, I said, do we build muscle in the weight room? Most of them be like, yeah. I said, absolutely not. We only break it down. You build the muscle the next 72 hours, okay, when you're resting and recovering. And so that was, you know, something that we really harped on this summer. I think that's why we had such good speed numbers and jump numbers this summer, is when I give you a day off, your butt better be off your feet, watching Netflix, eating and hydrating, okay? Because we're going back at it. It's not, I'm going to go out and run some routes. And everyone that does that, their numbers either don't get any better or they come down. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like I said, I work you optimally.
Yeah.
All right, you go do extra, you're not gonna perform the way you think you're gonna perform. It's not gonna help you.
Yeah.
Right, now you need mental work. Beautiful. It's a great day to get in the film room and do mental work. Right, it's a great day to go hot and cold tub. red light therapy, right?
What does the red light therapy do?
So the red light therapy is that infrared light penetrates the skin, and it actually increases blood flow by a lot. And you can have it so it's set where you can have it hot, but you can also, have it cool, and you'll get the same effect. So the key to recovery is blood flow. So I have recovery lifts for him too, and they're like, "Coach, you don't feel like no recovery lift." I'm like, "Well, it is. It's a little tough right now, but you have to get the blood flowing, right? So it'll be blood carries your testosterone, your growth, clears out your cortisol, right? Being sedentary is the worst thing you could do, right? Really, in a sense, right? So you got to get it moving. So the best way to do it is like the red light's easy. You just hop in there, 20, 30 minutes, okay, and you'll come out, and your veins will be showing. Oh, that's blood flow. Your heart rate will get at 120 and it just hover right there. But you're not exerting, right? So that's the red light therapy is very good for things like that. Cold tub, contrast, kind of trying to squeeze out, all the inflammation, right? Inflammation's got to be moved out, right? It can't linger. So, like I said, the recovery is very important. And that was something that me and the coaches sat down and we talked about that. Like, hey, they're like, well, we got an off day. Maybe no, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Let them recover.
Yeah.
They need it.
They do.
Right? They need it. They just got taxed. Trust me, I just taxed them.
Yeah. Who's the strongest guy on this football team?
Oof.
Oh, DeMonte.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DeMonte Smith.
Yeah. What's the max bench press on this football team right now?
Well, he hit 455 at the beginning of the summer, and I actually didn't retest him at the end. We didn't retest the bench or the squat at the end of and it's a little different. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, but I have these indicators. And they tell me so he's at 450. His next indicators are at 500. Okay, so maybe you can get 465, but what's 10 pounds?
Yeah.
When you hit indicators for 500, then let's go for it, right? But there's a little bit of risk reward kind of built into it. And it was one of those where once I saw the speed numbers and the jump numbers, I knew they were better. I didn't need to get a 5 pound, 10 pound, 15, 20 pound, whatever. Now the freshmen did. All the freshmen did because they're newer bodies and they adapt very quickly. So those guys did. So I got good numbers to train them on throughout the season. But DeMonte got to the point where he squatted 710 pounds. I'm like, all right, man, we're not going to put we're not going to put any more weight on your back because everything we put on you, you just move. So
Hey, that's what you need though down there.
Yeah. Hey, let's just focus on playing ball now. You're strong enough, right? It gets to the point where that's enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And of course, he's talking about defensive tackle DeMonte Smith, who will be a big part of what the Blue Raiders are doing this year. The new recruiting class, there is no question when you look at the sizes of these guys that getting bigger was a huge priority for Coach Mason. So not only are you doing it by recruiting, you're doing it in the weight room as well.
Yep.
Correct.
So
yeah.
So this is from your eyeballs as a former player. How different is this team going to look on the field than we did a year ago?
Extremely different.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, extremely different. I mean, it's a good feeling, right? I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it's a really good feeling. Like I said, they had a great summer. The practice has been looking really good. They're moving around. The numbers look good, and most importantly, it's the accountability, the standards, right? Those are the things that I really harp on, because without it, you can't have. Even if you got great athletes, you can't have a great team, right? So the way they carry themselves, the way they're taking care of the facility, the way they're taking care of their teammates, is so much better than it was this time last year. And so that's probably the thing I'm most proud about with this crew, which is kind of another reason why I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to load you guys up at the end there. And they wanted to. Yeah. I'm like, no, you're good. You guys are good. You're ready. You're ready.
I tell you, if you don't follow Jamie Blatnick on social media, you need to do that, because you get these amazing Instagram videos of it almost looks fake. Some of the stuff we see in the weight room, the box jumps, the things like that. But a video I saw within the last 2 weeks, it was of Jamie as a player. Blowing up he was at Oklahoma State, blowing up a play against Stanford. So you put that out there for Coach Mason.
Of course. Yeah, that was I got a hold of Andrew Luck on that one. That was a Fiesta Bowl 2011.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the Oklahoma State Instagrams that posted it. So reposted it. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. So,
Yeah, that is a good one.
That was when Coach Mason was the defensive coordinator there at Stanford.
His
So,
moments there as a
classic
Cardinal.
now. Golly,
So-
being old.
how have you dealt with
was VHS.
with the heat that we've had? And now all of a sudden,
It feels amazing
It feels like, it feels perfect out here. And some coaches are running around mad because it's not hot. But I mean, you deal with taking care of guys' bodies,
Yes.
and this is conducive to great practices, I
Yes,
think.
absolutely. I mean, we train in the morning so we can avoid the heat.
Yeah.
So, back when I played, there was this thing called heat acclimation. And so they would move you from the morning lifts and runs and put you in the afternoon so you could heat acclimate. I said, well, there's never any cold acclimation,
Yeah.
True.
and it was just, once you lose about 3% of body weight in water and fluids, your performance goes down. So it's really kind of just biting it at both ends, just trying to oh, it's good and hot. And I love hot, don't get it wrong. I'm from Texas, so I'd rather be hot than cold. But when it comes to training and getting out there in it, we got to really watch these guys, because always assume that all the recovery things that we talk about, eating, hydrating, assume they don't do it. And you'll be safe. Assume
Yeah.
they do none of it.
Yeah.
Okay? There's a good chunk of them that don't.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a good chunk that do. So just assume they all don't do well with it and program accordingly.
Okay.
Right? So assume they're coming in dehydrated. Now we weigh them in and weigh them out, and we let them know, hey, you're down X amount, you need to have this, 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 and this, and by tomorrow you need to be here. And they're doing a good job of replenishing, right? Because once you start getting dehydrated, that's when it strains and the little ticky-tack stuff starts coming out. Now you're out for 5 days, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, because you didn't take care of your body, you didn't sleep, you didn't eat. So,
Yeah.
Jamie, than's for coming by today,
absolutely.
my man.
Absolutely.
All right, it's always
We appreciate
enlightening.
it.
Always enlightening when Jamie Blatnick
time.
comes by, and he is the man. You see the big guy who looks exactly like the New Mexico State mascot. If you look at the New Mexico State logo, that's Jamie Blatnick. He looks just like the guy. Pistol Pete, I think, is his name.
Yeah,
That'd be
now
the
that you say
Oklahoma
that.
State
Yeah,
mascot.
That's right.
I think the New Mexico State guy is the first cousin to Pistol Pete.
Oh, okay.
I think they look alike.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But Jamie, it's always great to talk to you. It's always
Absolutely.
enlightening. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And hey, the weight room's open, so come by.
I
Do
mean,
that.
half the things you said, I had no idea what those were. So
Well, so
I'm
I'll
like-
teach you. Come
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, I
Might
want
be
to see
scared.
Orientation.
We'll get her on the jump box down there.
There you go.
I cannot do 70.
All
Not
right.
do 70.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Thanks
All right,
so much.
Jamie Blatnick, strength and conditioning, joining us. Big Joe on the go is on the go down at about he's in the red zone, or the blue zone as we like to call it,
Yeah.
at about the 5-yard line. And Joe, what's happening down there?
Hey, Chip, who's the Blue Zone sponsored by?
That would be, who is that?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I want to hear you call that a lot this year.
Exactly.
You talked with Coach Blatnick about the team getting bigger. I mean, they are significantly bigger than they were last year, and that's a good thing for this football team as they go forward. I'll sit out of the way and show you some things that's going on right now with the team. If Lauren wants to zoom in on the action out there, and look, we talked earlier about just the organization of these practices. We're already in period 7. So practice is literally over a third over with, and they talk about different stations go on. They'll do the 7-on-7 drill. They'll do the run plays now. Then they'll come together for the punt team and the kickoff. It's a mixed match of a lot of things, but it's the routine that goes that Coach Mason's likes. I'll tell you this right now. There is no rest for the weary. One play ends, the other play begins after that. They keep going and going and going, and it all leads up to the first game, which is the most important game. I tell people, the most important game in the history of Middle Tennessee State football is the next game, and that's the Ossipee game on August the 30th. So you'll see a lot of oohing and ahhing out here. It's usually when the defense makes a big play, and they go with one just happened right there. So, again, it's pretty fluid practice. So it's a typical practice. There's some good, there's some bad. Coaches do what they do best in coaching. So we'll continue monitoring this as they kind of get a little break in the action. They'll bring some players over, talk to some coaches. So we'll just kind of keep it on the down low down here. But they're working it. They're running from drill to drill. They're drill to drill. They're now in period number 8. Which is happening. So they're moving quite quickly. So if we get some coaches and players, we'll come back to you guys and let you know. We'll send it back up to the palatial studios here at Floyd Stadium.
Big word. Joe, I have a quick question for you real fast. So, we've seen a lot of wide receivers, even cornerbacks kind of come in here, new faces transferring in. But from what you're seeing right now, you said period 8. This is, I think, still in the single days of fall camp, but what are you seeing right now from those new faces that you can see?
Well, it's the thing. It's funny. Because of the portal now, there's no more. Well, remember the guys last year that did this? Because there's so many guys that come and go. It's basically a brand new football team. And Coach Mason's told us, look, when you get to the practice field, you're going to work. I'm going to make sure you're working. I'm going to make sure you're working. So right now, Nick Vettiato is the guy. He's your quarterback. He's the returning guy. He's kind of the main focus of a lot of things because with him, he's kind of the nerve central of this football team. But look, early camp is going on right now. Tomorrow they put the full pads on. And I'm telling you, full pads, and we joke about this every year, that's when basketball players are made, if that makes sense, right? Because that's when you determine whether or not you want to keep going, because it's hard. It's a grind. You don't have a game for another 27 days or so. 27 days. So it is, I think that's right, my math's correct, maybe 25 days. There we go.
There you go, yeah.
So there's a lot.
That McGavick math is kicking in.
So, yeah, there's a lot of work that goes on. There's not a lot of glory these next 3 weeks. There's not.
Yeah.
So this is when you really make your football team with these guys. So full pads tomorrow. That'd be a lot of fun as well to watch that. But continuing out there, there's so many new faces out here. It's going to probably take a game or two to realize who's in, who's playing, who's doing what before they really kind of stand out. But right now, everybody's on the same exact page.
JoJo, from an eye test, I mean, one of the things that was talked about a lot when the high school class that they signed, as well as the guys who are coming out of the portal, was that they were going to be bigger this year. When you look at this group out there compared to what we saw in 2024, do they look bigger up front physically, even without pads, than what we saw a year ago?
Oh, absolutely. You remember Coach Mason's told us, he goes, we got to keep our quarterback upright. How do you do that? You got a bigger offensive line. It used to be back in the day, your offensive linemen were big and they couldn't move. They just protected. And now your offensive line's got to move and be big and be mobile. And they went out and made a concerted effort to upgrade that offensive line because you got to keep your quarterback upright. Keep him going. And we love Nick, but, the last 2 years, Chip, Nick has been running for his life. In fact, there were times in games last year when Nick would drop back under center, take a 5-step drop. He'd be met in the backfield by defensive end. That's not how you win football games. So they've made a concerted effort to get the line bigger, get the second squad bigger as well, and that's what we've seen so far. That's going to be the key to a successful MTSU football team in 2025. And Derek Mason knows that. He knows that's going to be key to making this team go, and so far they've done that. And there's some big guys out there. And look, you talk about the weight room with Coach Blatnick, and these guys have been going since January. It's not like they started working out in June. I mean, they've been grinding, brought new guys in there, bigger, same focus. Keep the quarterback clean. That's what we'll hear a lot this year. That's exactly what they've done so far. So, yes, they're bigger across the board, not just the ones, but the twos as well.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, guys.
All right.
I will.
You got something?
Yeah,
yeah
I'll let you
we've got
finish your
a little
sausage and
donut
biscuit.
country up here. So right after talking to the strength and conditioning coach,
Yeah.
we get a little donut country. So
Well, when Nick Vattiato, he's going for his third consecutive year. Now he has the O-line to help protect him too, but third consecutive year trying to achieve over 3,000 passing yards, which I think is pretty impressive what he was just saying too. He was basically trying to protect himself the past 2 years, and now that he has that in front of him to help with ball control, help with everything, especially whenever it comes to the run game, I think overall efficiently it's going to translate onto the field. And whenever I was talking to Parker and Nick and some of the more upperclassmen, the vets, they've really been saying how excited they are to put the pads on tomorrow. They are ready, they are trying to get it in gear, and they just want to see everything that it's going to take for them to really make an impact on the field, specifically whenever it comes to the pads coming on tomorrow.
when you start looking at those numbers in the 50s and 60s with your offensive linemen, you look at some of the sizes that we're seeing. There is we have there's some new names like
Jacob Otts.
Jacob Otts is one who's a transfer from Rhode Island. 6'7", 298, and that's a in old football terms, he's a big flat back, and
He's a big boy.
That can. But at 6'7", 298, I mean 298, he can carry 298, and So that's going on. And Vernon Hargraves, I think, is down there close to Joe Dubin. Joe, is that the case?
Yeah, Chip, how are you? I'm with Coach Hargraves right now. I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Good, man. I'm good. Let me tell you something. It's going to get any better, right? We got a little overcast, you know what I'm saying? It's August. It don't get any better than this, does it?
No, it's not. Tell me about the evolution of a defensive lineman over the last 20 years. Remember, they were big, occupied space, but now they got to be mobile, don't they?
Yeah, you know what? They got to be able to move around a little bit just because of the way what offenses are doing with the outside runs and zones and things like that. So they got to be a little bit more athletic and got to be able to move a little bit better laterally.
How crucial is teaching at this moment before the season starts?
It's everything. It's everything. You know what I mean? It's everything. I mean, I think this time of year is really kind of the only time, other than the spring, obviously, that you get an opportunity to kind of like, you know, teach guys all the smaller points and the finer points of what it is that they need to do. Hand placement, footwork, all those types of things. So this is the time when we're doing that because we're getting ready to play here in a couple weeks.
If you see a young guy struggling, what's your approach to him? Do you let him get through practice and talk to him afterwards, or do you pull him aside during practice? Do you have time to talk to him during practice?
You know what? Every now and then I try to go ahead and make a correction right at that moment, so it's clear in their mind, so it's fresh, you know what I mean? But a lot of times we're going to have to do it on the tape because we're moving fast and we're trying to get reps and all those types of things. If I can correct something immediately so they feel when they actually feel it, I think that's a good thing. But then most of the time we're going to get it done in the film room.
You know, it's funny. We all get out here at 6 o'clock this morning, but time is irrelevant, isn't it, when camp's here?
Yeah, what time is it? I got no idea, man. It don't even matter. What day is it? I got no idea. All I know is I just got to get to whatever that is, the next one.
Coach, appreciate you. Thank you. All right, Coach Vernon Hargraves there. Look at his bio. Chip, you know that very well. He's done a lot of great things, and he's a great addition to Coach Mason's staff. So we'll get some more coaches and players over here as we continue out the practice. We're already in period number 9, guys.
It's moving along, and
so fast.
you look at his playing. He was a linebacker in the early 80s. He and I are about the same age. He played at UConn. And then you look at the string of bowl games as a player and then as a coach from 1998 until 2018. So basically a 20-year period. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bowl games in a 20-year period. So those are the kind of guys that Coach Mason has brought in. You look at a Calvin Lowry who played in the NFL with the Tennessee Titans, great running back, and just a great team guy. You've got that. You've got Kendall Simmons, who has Super Bowl rings with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are the kind of guys that he's wanted to bring in. And in this coaching staff, they have really put in the work. Joe Gans, former Nebraska Cornhusker, who he's been here since the beginning. Really, only one change in the coaching staff, and Louis Chaffee, the new co-special teams coordinator, is the one new person that is on our coaching staff this year, coming here from the NFL and the Cincinnati Bengals. And sitting in, our next guest joining us, the newest member of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, and that would be Director of Athletics Chris Massaro, and also we have Ellis the innkeeper of the new building back here. But before we go to him, Joe is down on the field. He's got Ellis Adams with him. Joe?
You know, guys, you talked about, has the offensive line gotten bigger? Well, I'm about 6'4" roughly. How big are you, Ellis?
I'm about 6'5", 6'4" and a half, around there.
What's it been like so far coming over from Tennessee Tech, being here at Middle?
It's been great. Like, you can see we have a lot more resources than what we had at Tennessee Tech, and that's one of the reasons why I came here. And it's been a real blessing just being here and playing for Coach Mason and stuff like that.
What was it like walking into that building for the first time?
It was insane. Like, I didn't expect any of the stuff that they had. Like, it was way nicer than what I could even imagine. Like, this is real top of the line, real deal. Like, it's a real deal in there.
You got a keypad on your locker. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah. For real.
Keep your candy together. Nobody's going to steal your candy.
Yes, sir.
What's it like? I mean, you can come over here with a good quarterback in Nick Vattiato. There's a refurbished offensive line. What's the vibe been the last few weeks?
Just domination. Like, dominating every facet of the game. Pass game, run game. how we pick up the trash in the locker room, how we go to class, just dominating everything. That's the only thing we want to do is dominate. We don't want to beat people. We want to dominate.
How important is it to keep, we talked earlier about keeping Nick clean. How important is it to keep Nick clean throughout the season?
Well, that's a part of domination, right? And so, like, that's the thing. Like, we don't want to give up any sacks. There's probably going to be a sack or two, you know what I mean, or something like that. But, like, that's not the mindset we have. We want 0 sacks. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for perfection. Whether we get it or not, that's what we look for. We don't look at nothing else.
You know, it's funny, when I go through camp, I try to make, when I played, I make myself numb when I was playing college ball. Numb, get through practice. How do you get through? It's a grind. How do you get through?
I just understand what I'm playing for. You know what I mean? Like, this is a game that I played since I was a little kid. And this is the last year I got. And so, honestly, for me, it's not hard getting through it. You know, this is fun. Man, a lot of people don't get to do this. A lot of people wish that they get to do this, and they still don't get to. So it's a privilege to be out here. So in my opinion, it's not hard to get through anything.
One more question. What's it like to put a guy on his butt? I mean, very few people know that feeling, right? A pancake, what's that like?
That's probably, besides scoring a touchdown, it's probably the best feeling in football, honestly. Yeah, honestly. Really, no, like, number one. You know, that's the best feeling in football, taking a guy, making him do something that he doesn't want to do, and then rubbing his face into the dirt. It's the best feeling.
All right,
Best
Ellis,
feeling.
good luck, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, Chip, look, that's the attitude, right?
That is.
Is not get beat, guys. That's the attitude. Dominate and it's not, it's not cocky. It's an attitude, and that's what I love. And Ellis, he's a big dude too. So that's what
I'm
it is.
looking at it on my screen. He is a big dude.
Right across the board, he's a big guy. So we'll get more players and coaches coming up in a little bit, guys.
All right, thanks, Joe, and thanks to Caitlin Manning, who's kind of our stage manager on the field, helping guide folks over there. Joe just asked Ellis Adams, what's it like to put a guy on his butt? And Chris, as a former Northern Colorado,
I was on my butt more than putting people on their butts.
what is the level of satisfaction been for you the last week or so, getting this new building behind us open, and the reaction to a person, everybody who has walked through that building?
Yeah, and we wanted this building to make a statement, and a statement to our fans that hey, that we're in this game, and we want to win, and we want to win championships. We want to be the best Group of 5 team in the college football playoffs. So this building is a living, breathing symbol of that this is an investment. And what really makes me proud, Chip, is that 450 people donated to this thing. So this was also a community initiative. And as I said in our groundbreaking, it's the community deciding, hey, what can we do to give the very best to our student athletes, to give those guys the best chance they have to develop themselves fully. So yeah, that's what I want to see, and this is going to help us, and we're going to see the results this year, next year, the year after. And we designed this building so it could stand the test of time. The other thing that I really like about it, Chip, is that they really went through 2 coaching staffs already. Like Coach Stock did a phenomenal job of really kind of how he wanted the second floor to be designed and those kind of things, all the meeting rooms and all the offices and those kind of things. And then when Coach Mason came in, he made a couple of tweaks here and there, but I mean, it's been a pretty good building for 2 staffs.
You talked about, for the athletes, you want to show them, not just the community, but you want to show them how much you're buying into this program.
Yeah.
Ellis Adams was just talking about the reason why he came here was because he knew that you all were going to be able to equip this entire program with that. How does that make you feel as an athletic director?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, and you're supposed to take the young men and make them men at the end of the day. We're supposed to let them achieve their dreams, and so this building helps with that so much, because the strength and conditioning room, the recovery aspects, the nutrition bar, all those kind of things that help them become their optimum selves. And so we can truly look at a kid and say, hey, you come here and we're gonna develop you. And that's one of the things that Coach Mason and his staff really pride themselves on, is that you come here, you're gonna get better. And this building helps with all that. It's for them, and I told them Sunday night when I met with them that, hey, we didn't build this to be mediocre. We didn't build
dang
this
right.
like last year to win 3 games, and so with this comes expectations. And I know everybody in the program knows that. And so if they want to take that extra rep or coaches make that extra recruiting phone call or look at a little bit more tape, I mean, that's the expectation, is that we'll build this, and it's a big tool for us to help win championships.
We've had some guys from the past, maybe who've been in the NFL, who have really, have their roots in MTSU football, come back and look at this building.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to interview one of them.
Yeah.
What's all of the insight that you've gotten back from those guys?
Philip Tanner was one.
Yes, Philip Tanner.
And that, Benny Cunningham and a couple of the notable guys. And that was important to us. And as one walks through this building, you see our history in the building, particularly on the second floor. And
I was really excited to see every captain, every All-American, every All-Conference guy, and how the past has not been forgotten. The past is
Never.
remembered in a big way in this building.
Yeah, and that was important. That was really important to Coach Mason. I think it was his idea to do all the captains, and I thought it was interesting. I've loved looking at that wall in 1917, no team because of World War I. Then in the 40s, no team because of World War II. And it just sort of also, it highlights, man, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we don't have a little asterisk on the 2020s, but the COVID, and that truncated year. And so it gives our history, and I've walked with former players through there, and they've really appreciated that. And in the meeting rooms, we've got images of some of our past greats in each position. So meeting rooms, so the wide receivers, there's an image of Richie James and Kendall Newsom and people like that have really laid the groundwork, because this building doesn't get built without those players. Exactly. And, man, we have such a great history here at MTSU. What a great football program for decades, and so we wanted to showcase that in our building.
I even had the opportunity to meet Teddy Morris the other day, and he was incredible. And he got to see his picture on the wall for the first time. He's one of 2 to have their people that don't know to have their jersey retired, number 14. So that was incredible.
Teddy's a great guy, and I mean, he's one of those. He's a lifer here in Murfreesboro, and a big supporter. And we're looking at his number up on the facade of the press box at Floyd Stadium. But this football team, this home season, what I think is kind of interesting is, in a normal year, looking at this new turf, and that would be a big story. It's kind of been in the background, but you look at this field. I had to go up in the press box the other day for something, and just the view of how this place looks with the new turf, the way the building sits. The stadium has a completely different look to it going into this season.
It does, and actually we got new goalposts as well. I mean, they're white instead of yellow, and the people that laid the turf gave us the goalposts.
Oh, really?
To add in, Lou Warner. So that was a nice treat. And so, the stadium does have a new look, and we wanted to continue that new look for the Austin Peay game. It's our first ever whiteout game. And so we want to fill this place up. And people that have not seen it, Chip, you are right. There's just a whole different feel about Floyd Stadium and the aesthetics of it and that kind of thing. So come on August 30th and come out here, and we'll put on your white T-shirt or get your official whiteout shirt or whatever, and come cheer on these Blue Raiders.
Second year for head coach Derek Mason, and for you were a part of that decision to bring him in here. What have you seen from him that has really made you step back and be like, I made the right decision in this?
Yeah, I think that, the community outreach was number one, and that's kind of what we were looking for. And I mean, he's just terrific with all of this stuff and honoring the program like it was his idea to put the captains on the wall and those kind of things. So he's got a great sense of what he's inherited and the proud program. And then the staff, I mean, they're NFL guys. And so they can truly say to a recruit, hey, you come here and you're going to get better. And just this intensity that, every day, I mean, he's an intense guy, and I think that's going to reflect in our players as well. So the ability to flip the roster and those kind of things that I'm excited for this year.
I don't know where he gets it from, because whether it's 6 a.m. 6
Yeah.
p.m. or 10:30 at night. I mean, in the words of Boots Donnelly, he's wired 220.
Yeah, he really is. That's a good way to put it. You know, and even in private meetings with him, you can just feel it, you know, and he wants to win in the worst way. I mean, nobody endured the season more than he did last year, winning 3 games. And so I think he's really eager to flip the script. And we were at the spring meetings where all the other head coaches were. We're in a football meeting room, and he leans over and says, "I can't wait to beat these guys next year."
Well, I'll tell you
I love it.
the other thing that I think that to me is he has not glossed over any of the warts that we had a year ago.
Right.
I mean, our shortcomings. He says we were not a disciplined football team. We had too many penalties. We turned the ball over. We didn't get off the field on third down. These were our issues. To meet them head on, I think it's been very healthy for this group.
Yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a lot when he was in the transfer portal and be looking for kids in December and the high school kids and want to recruit kids that want to win. You know, and we'll do those small things. And that's what he's emphasized really from January till training camp is those little things. I heard him after practice the other day really get on him and remind him that last year we were the most penalized team in Conference USA, and that's not going to happen this year. You know, and you're right, Chip, he doesn't run from it. And I think that's really good, that people need to understand that how much he's put into this program, and I feel like this team is his. You know, sort of, you know, in your first year, it's sort of you inherit some things and you try to put in your systems and those kind of things, but the clock works against you.
Yeah.
And now he's had a year and a half to really implement what he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting ready to really dive into your role as a member of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. How's that? How are you feeling about that right now?
I feel really good because no pressure at this point.
That's right.
We actually have a meeting next week in Colorado Springs, so they're going to hand me all the technology and my iPad and all those kind of things. So I'll know a lot
Tech-savvy.
more. Yeah, I'm going to be a lot more tech savvy after this meeting. But it's a good group. You know, I told our guys on Sunday night when we're talking about the building again that my goal as a CFP member is that you have to leave the room if they start talking about
You
your
want to be
school.
told to leave the room.
I want to leave the room. And we actually have a schedule that could lend itself to that. We play the Sun Belt Conference team. We play a Big Ten team. We play a FCS team.
Mountain West.
And we play a Mountain West team. And so if you win those games, those are markers against other leagues.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you're successful in CUSA, hey, they've got to win over Nevada. They've got to win over Marshall, who are in the top third of their conferences and
Defending conference champ.
Yeah,
Those kind of things.
and then all those comparisons start to begin. So I do like our schedule. It sets itself up well. I'm excited to be in the CFP and to learn more. I think that, you know, from the September, it's mostly just watching games. And then late October, we're going to meet on a weekly basis. And that's when you start ranking the top 25 and those kind of things when those polls come out. So that's when it'll really get interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be a part. In my view, it's one of the best sporting events in the world. And to be a small part of that and to be able to help select the field, I mean, it's quite an honor.
Yeah.
Appreciate the time today.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks
for being here.
You get
Of
to
course.
Radio
Yeah,
Row. And
this is great. This is great. I hope you guys enjoy your view.
Oh,
And,
I'm loving it,
I
especially
notice
the
how
weather.
I have to have my back to practice while you guys sit there and watch it all. So
Oh, we
I know
get to
how it
watch.
works. So your first ones here get to set up, right?
that's exactly right. So, Chris, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, we've got more guests coming, and let's see what Big Joe is doing. He's always on the go. Joe, what do you got?
All right, Chip. Yeah, they just had about a 5-minute rest period. Can you believe that? In the middle of practice, they get a rest period, which is good. And it's funny watching the offensive linemen. They come over here. They don't talk to a soul. They just sit down and try to catch their breath. Lauren's going to zoom in on the practice right now, what's going on. Now we got a little 11-on-11 going on. You know, these drills like this, they're always in favor of the defense because the defense gets a chance to react. They're flying around. They're not in full pads and all that. So it's always advantage defense on this. But I'll tell you what, watching Nick Vattiato throw the football today, guys, he's throwing darts. He looks good. Right now, Team 2 is in. They're running the offense now, but Nick's going to be the key to this team, guys. As Coach Mason will tell you, looking after the season, they keep him upright, keep him going, keep him feeling good. He's the guy that's going to run this. He's not the conductor on the team right now. But so far, everything's good. Again, we talked about organization. We're now in 12, the period number 12. Guys flying around. They'll hit 13. They'll go to another station, another period. Not a lot of time to rest out here, and that's a good thing. So we'll grab some more guests here in a little bit and bring it up to you guys.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it always.
All right, thanks a lot, JoJo. And Dana Marquez, the general manager of Blue Raider football, joins us, and the first ever to hold that job. And thank you for bringing us really nice, comfortable weather here, because if we'd been here last Tuesday, it would have been sweating bullets about right now.
I've ever been in 35 years.
It's
been great weather.
Knock on some wood.
And it is. Well, you were a big part of this opening up this new building behind us, and you've been here a little over. How long have you been here?
Probably about 8 months, I think. Total.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was.
And were you able to have much input, or had most of the decisions on how a lot of the equipment room was going to be set up? Because that's one of your areas of expertise.
Yeah, I think most of the building was pretty baked in. I think some of the things that we changed in the building right when we got here was really understanding what sports performance really meant inside of this building. And so little nuances, Papa Shot machines, right? We turned into Normatux and zero gravity chairs for recovery. We took the barbershop out and put a red light therapy lab in. So
that was supposed to have been
in the building.
Barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So taking a little bit of understanding of what these guys are going through right now in regards to performance, in regards to NIL, how these guys are performing on the field is extremely important, just as well as their recovery time. So trying to get them as much stuff they can to use for recovery is super important. Now the equipment room, on the other hand, Larry did a great job. Larry Maples, who was here as the equipment guy before and really kind of built this building, he did a phenomenal job of putting that building together, that equipment room and storage facility. So it's really worked really well for us in just getting our equipment in there and kind of moving, and functionally works really well.
The key word that I've been hearing a lot when it comes to SAPC, specifically the equipment room, is efficiency.
Yes, ma'am.
So for you, if you could pick, I'm not even going to say pick, because everything around there is efficient. How would describe that for me? Describe that for the community that's watching back of how efficient this building in that specific room really is.
Right. So I'll take the helmet area,
okay,
right? MTSU's never had a helmet area. So they've had like a really small closet as an equipment room. So now you really have we have a game helmet and a practice helmet. So tomorrow our practice helmets come off. They go through a deep clean, and they can be put back into the locker room. And that's one central location where every tool that we need, every cleaner that we need to do that is right there. And our student managers and our assistants can really focus in on that without bumping elbows and all those things, right? On top of that, the game helmet is already set there. So the efficiency of cleaning a practice helmet, working on a game helmet right there, and having all your tools in one location is phenomenal. We also have a shoulder pad area where we can do the same thing with shoulder pads. So we have our apparel area, our helmet, our footwear, and everything else. So when you're talking to an athlete and working with an athlete, you got space, you know where to go. It's not running around like a little closet trying to find stuff and moving things. So the efficiency behind it is extremely good.
Speaking of helmets and shoulder pads, I'm going to have a Lieutenant Dan reference here. When Forrest and Bubba showed up in Vietnam, he said the main thing: keep your feet dry. You're going to stay alive. Keep your feet dry. You have areas that you talked about, the helmet area, the shoulder pad area. There are ways you want to get moisture out of all of this equipment, because all that ends up being is an area where you could have
Smelly.
Bacteria,
bacteria,
MRSA, staph,
yeah,
all
that
those
kinda-
things grow, right?
Yeah, and if they're dry, those things can't happen.
Correct. So there's two different areas in this building that are really cool. The locker room being one, right? So each locker has a ventilation system and an airflow system.
Each locker.
Each locker. So when you're putting your shoulder pads in there, your helmet, your feet, your footwear, things like that, those air blow all 24/7 hours a day. So they're drying equipment all day long. The newest piece of equipment arrives today, which I've been waiting
Yay!
for a month.
I thought you were
It's a
talking
new
about that.
dry room. So it's a new closet system where firefighters use it for their equipment. And we are actually going to be utilizing that. It arrives today, so hopefully tonight and tomorrow it will be fully functional. And we're using radiant heat.
There's a
to
story
actually-
behind this, correct?
Well, I don't know if it's a
Well,
story so
you
much.
called around to fire stations to see what this was.
Yeah, so it was kind of a cool thing. So everybody's used dryers, like foot dryers, things like that in the past. I used them at my last school, things like that help dry equipment. But firefighters use this closet to dry their equipment and so help the bacteria, but it takes minutes instead of hours to dry things. So now our offensive linemen with their knee braces and their footwear, we can dry them without actually hurting the rubber on the surface of the fabric and things like that. So there was a little bit of conversation with fire departments of saying, what do you guys do? And how does this whole thing work? But yeah, so we actually purchased one of those for this building, and I'm super excited to see how the whole thing works.
One of the other areas is player safety. That's a big thing. And you and I ran into you during basketball season, coming down the hall, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing today, Dana?" And you said, "Well, we're measuring heads for football helmets."
Right.
And there's a whole new way, because the new helmets are all 100% custom fitted to each guy now, correct?
Yeah, so we are actually today, I just found out, we are the only school in the entire country, and this includes Power 4, Power Group of 5, everything, that has its own 3D camera for shut
Oh my
and
God.
vices. So we can actually change with a phone, on a camera, or with our iPad, we can change any helmet pretty much instantaneously. So to have that technology and be at MTSU is a pretty exciting piece of information I found out today. But every single helmet that we fit on our players this year was actually 3D mapped and digitally imaged for that specific head form.
Wow.
And any adjustments that we need to do inside that pod system, we can now do literally right on the field or in our equipment room.
Stay right there. Do we have something on the field?
We have quarterback Nick Battiato, I believe, is
Nick-
who
oh.
Joe is talking to. Is what I.
Big Joe is with Big Nick.
Well, we're going to have him at the next break. We got about 3.5 minutes for the period
Gotcha.
breaks off. Sorry about that. I didn't
Oh
mean
no,
to-
it's okay.
No
Excuse me,
problem.
guys.
Well, then
Sorry, Emmy and Chip. I apologize.
You're fine. We're gonna come back to you in 3.5 minutes.
All right,
We'll
thank you.
When you speak, Joe, we jump.
All right, thanks.
say hi. Dana, back to the helmet, because that is incredible. That
Right.
we are the only school across the country to have that. How do you think that is going to help impact the field for these players to dominate on the
Well,
field?
I think one, trying to keep them safe. There's a lot just to the helmet part, right? We also implemented Q collar, which is a new safety device that you'll see on our players, which sits around their neck.
Yes, I've seen that.
So, one, giving them the option. We have 4 different style of helmets, and we really did this off of the NFL Safety Summit. So I'm one of the few equipment guys in the country that are in college that actually get to attend this meeting. So part of that is seeing what the NFL is actually doing from a safety structure standpoint. Now with the 5-star helmet rating, we have offensive lineman helmets, and you'll see this in the NFL going a little bit further. They're doing position-specific helmets. So our offensive line has a trench helmet from Bisis, which is an offense and defensive line specific made helmet. Our running backs are in the Vices 2.0, and then our, you'll also see this is brand new too. We just received our new F7 Pros, which are really meant for the NFL. MTSU is the first school here in the group of 5 to receive all of them. So every single one of our players is in that new F7 Pro helmet, which is digitally mapped as well. So a lot of shout out to Shut Vices for helping us put this whole thing together. Obviously, Q collar with that new safety standard is pretty amazing.
And the Q collar does.
So the Q collar actually is basically used in the military. A lot of SEAL team those types of explosions that they're looking at. The Q collar sits around your neck, sits on your jugular vein, and leaves about a teaspoon of blood inside your brain. So at impact, it reduces brain slosh. So the more we can reduce the brain from moving left to right, front to back, we can actually help reduce some of those concussion symptoms, so on and so forth. So I would say right now, Group of 5, MTSU is the first school to do that too, 100% across the board.
I've been hearing that a lot this morning. MTSU having a lot of new things that no one else has.
Speaking of new, and in your area, we have a new gentleman in the equipment room.
Absolutely.
Who's heading things up. Tell folks about him.
Yeah, so Hunter Smithwick is our new director of equipment sports performance.
Hunter Smithwick.
That's a great name.
That sounds like a lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely, right? So Hunter actually was my assistant at Auburn University for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
Before that, he was a student manager for me for 4.
Okay.
So he's been around with me for a minute. And he was my IT, he was my engineer. That's what he was in school. But his knowledge of the safety equipment and things that we're doing is top notch. To have him here from a financial standpoint, because he was also my guy that did all the ordering. And again, being the GM part, this is kind of vital to what we do, is how are we manipulating our orders to save money, get the best possible product, and then be able to take that excess money and provide it back to our players. So
and part of that,
he's doing that.
One of the areas is you're going to see one helmet.
Correct.
You're going to see 2 colors of uniforms.
Yep.
And so it's going to go. We're going back to the classic, the silver helmet, blue jersey, white pants. Of course, my favorite's the gray pants, but that's neither here nor there. But and we will be wearing all white for Austin Peay, correct?
Yeah, that's
except the helmet. The
helmet and shoes.
Helmet and shoes. Black shoes.
So we when you say traditional, we are going very traditional.
That's like it's going to look like the 65 team,
100%.
not the 85 team.
That's correct. So the idea was, Coach is very adamant about making sure that we all look the same, and you'll see. I'm pretty adamant that we stay with an NFL rule standpoint. So making sure there's no back flaps showing out of the back of the jersey, making sure that everybody's wearing the same stuff, and we look very uniform. So our cleats are going to be black all season, even though we are wearing all white opening day. And you'll see that throughout the year. So the things that we can change to give it up a little different look, we can wear a white jersey, blue pants. We can wear all white. We can wear blue on blue. We can wear white on white, white on blue. So we can alter the uniform a little bit. But really the idea is, like, I spoke with Coach. I go, the reason why I came here was to win a Conference USA championship, and winning the national championship at Auburn in 2010, everybody was talking about Oregon's uniform and all the drip that they had, and they still lost.
Exactly.
So I'm very much at a standpoint of function over fashion.
Yep.
We can get the drip where we need it to go, but the reality is we want to win, and having our players buy into that concept of saying, it's not about what you're wearing, it's about how you go about wearing it and make sure the function is right. We'll be able to be all right.
All right. Dana, thanks for stopping by today.
Absolutely.
And always have some good information.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, Dana Marquez, who's the chief, who's the general manager. We've had the chief of staff, the general manager. We've had all the
strength and conditioning.
We've had strength and conditioning. Chelsea Floyd is going to join us here shortly, and we're waiting to get the cue. We're ready to go, I think down
so.
in the
We
field.
got the word.
Joe Dubin, Big Joe on the go, standing by with Nick Vattiato.
Hey, guys. Yeah, he's coming over here right now after a couple of nice passes down the field. What's going on, my man?
How are you, sir?
I'm here with the 2021 MVP of the Bahamas Bowl. Isn't that still crazy to say that?
Yeah, it feels like a long time ago. It does.
Hey, what's this you guys are wearing around your neck? What is this?
It's called a Q collar. Coach Dana, Mr. Dana, he got all these for the players. It's supposed to help concussion prevention and help aid.
That's good. It's kind of like a shot collar, maybe.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Doing interception.
Oh, goodness.
Coach Reeder will probably find a way to do that. Probably has.
Camp started. We're only a couple of days in right now. So far, so good?
So far, so good. I'm really excited. Like, a lot of new guys on the O-line, in the skill room, on the defensive side of the ball. It's been a lot of good work, so I've loved every part of it. Guys are working hard, so you can't ask for much more.
Is this your last rodeo?
Last rodeo.
What does it mean?
Everything. Everything. This is like going to my 5th season. Those first 4 flew by and, like a snap, blink of an eye. So just trying to enjoy everything, enjoy these guys. It's a great group of people. coaches, players, everyone. The new facility, this entire program mean the world to me. They've given me everything. So this last ride means everything to me.
We talk a lot about pride with this team and the program and Coach Mason. The pride that you got walking that building's got to be on another level, right?
Yeah, I mean, my first few years here, we were in the old building that was there before they tore it down, and then we were in the Murphy Center doing our stuff and in the press box for a little bit. So getting to see this new building come to life and actually be here and allow us to kind of work out of it has been a pleasure. It's been a blessing.
Tomorrow we put the pads on. Does it tempo ramp up? I mean, you guys are at a high tempo right now. Is it different feeling tomorrow because it is pads?
I think when you go full pads, like that first day when Coach says, hey, this is live, it kind of gives everyone a little extra juice. I know it's good for the O-linemen. They get to actually, get those hands on the D-lineman and pass off twists and whatnot. Because, when you're in shorts and, when you're in shorts and helmets, the D-line wants to think that they're world beaters. But get our O-line, get some shoulder pads on, get them blocking our guys, and let those boys have some fun.
Can you tell us what play you threw the touchdown on, the long, about a 40-yard bomb? What play was that?
Gamarion Carter, just had him on a one-on-one, said, well, it was originally a run play, said, if they're going to leave my guy one-on-one, I'm going to take him. He did a good job. He won his route. I gave him a chance. He made a play on the ball, and, the rest is all him.
How much are they trusting you? Are you able to audible to things that you see on the field that otherwise the coaching staff doesn't see in the box or on the sidelines?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with, within what play is called. We'll have specific checks and, a checklist we go through with each play that we have. But, I mean, if they're going to leave us uncovered, if they're going to give open grass, if they're going to dare us to throw the ball deep and they're going to give us one-on-one with our receivers, then, we're going to take full advantage of that.
The celebration was pretty good with you guys too, right?
I mean, that's some Coach Reeder's preach. You see the defense going crazy whenever they make a good play, but when we score, when we have a good run, we want everyone getting excited. Everyone we're doing it together. So
how comfortable are you with this offense now? I know it's always changing, always evolving, but now your second year under with Coach Reeder. How good do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I think a year into it, this time last year, still you're trying to get to grips with it, trying to learn every rep's going to be different, every play is going to be different. But a year in it, feels like I feel more comfortable in it. I think I have a better command of the offense, and I can really help our offense get in the right plays at times.
Beautiful. Nick, appreciate you, man. You too. Nick Vadiato, the quarterback of the MTSU Blue Raiders. And Emmy and Chip, we talk about keeping him clean. I mean, look, this guy's been through the fire. I mean, the last 2 years, he's been through the fire. And Chip, we've seen it. He's taking some shots. We're like, he's down. He's not getting up. Bring out the cart. And he pops up. The guy is so tough, and it'd be great to get him some coverage this year, get him some blocking up front, because when he's got time, he makes things happen. So that's going to be very important this year for this Blue Raider offense to keep him upright, keep him going, because when he's going, this offense can go. And we just saw 2 long touchdown passes. He read the coverage, that's the question asked. He audibled out of it into another play, touchdown, bingo. That's what you get out of a leadership of a quarterback. That's what Nick Vadiato brings to this MTSU football team, guys.
I tell you, period 16, we just saw you on the video board, Joe. You were in high def down there. It was awesome. You are Nashville's media darling.
Exactly.
And to see you on the video board, I was kind of fluttering with the heart just a little bit.
It sounds like, guys, I might be Murfreesboro's media darling today too.
I'm not going to start any rumors, but how cool has this been to be talking to coaches and players during practice today?
You're like the Aaron Andrews right now.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I'm a little bit prettier than she is, but other than that, it's funny because other time if I'm not here, I'm at the Titans, and it's like you got 10 minutes, you're on the sidelines, and then you got we're going to scale the way, Lauren here, and then you got 10 minutes, and that's it. You're done. There's no access. MTSU's always, when Coach Stock was here, the access was great. When Coach Mason's here, the access is great because they welcome you down here, and it's a great feeling. Like you took time out to drive down here and to see us and spend time with our players. It's always good. So the access has always been good. But this is really cool in the middle of a practice and get to talk to the quarterback, the defensive line coach, a lineman. You don't get this kind of access everywhere. So it's been really cool to get their insight in the middle of a practice, guys.
All right, Joe, we've got about a half hour left, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from you again another time or two before the half hour is over. Just to kind of let you know who some of the folks are here today. Well, of course, we're the Blue Raider Insider podcast, the Blue Raider podcast. Jake Bolden doing his thing. 104.5 The Zone, their morning show is here. 102.5 The Game, their morning show is here. Their other shows are going to be here. Channel 5 is doing live shots from here. So there's a whole lot going on here on what is Media Row, right in front of the Student Athlete Performance Center, and we've got the catbird seat for practice here today.
And we have Miss Chelsea Floyd here.
We
with
do.
us, too.
Speaking of the darlings, the Chelsea is here with us, and Chelsea, she is the are you assistant or associate now? Associate
yeah.
athletic director.
She's the
for
associate.
marketing, and so it is on her shoulders to fill the building on October or August the 30th when Austin Peay comes in. And so we're going to spend a few minutes with Chelsea talking about some stuff. When you open up the GoBlueRaiders.com website, two things at the very top are there across the top. One of them is about the whiteout night and the ticket package that you can get for the whiteout night. The other is what I think is a really cool deal with Nashville Super Speedway. You can pay one price, get a ticket to the Austin Peay game and the Music City Grand Prix for one price. And so let's kind of talk a little bit about. Let's go big picture first. You're 27 days away from opening day. Talk about some of the marketing efforts, grassroots to whatever people are going to be seeing out there.
Yeah, so one of the biggest changes that we did this year is Coach Mason and I and a couple little people from our team, we sat down about a month ago and we said, you know, what do we want to be known as? What do we want this community to think of? And the biggest thing that Coach Mason just kept going back to was community, going back to being Middle Tennessee. Owning on that, using that as our marketing tool. You know, he's, as a head coach, is tired of hearing Little Middle because we're not that. And he was like, let's change that this year. Let's really be more community mindset. So as you see, our football players have been at the farmers market this summer. Boys and Girls Club is really big to them. So really showing our community that we're involved, that we're giving back into the hopes that they give back. And so that's kind of where the whiteout came from. Coach Mason really wanted to do a whiteout. We've never done a whiteout before. But alongside that, he wanted it to be a community thing. He wanted the community to feel like they were a part of this and that we wanted to build with them. And so a part of this with the whiteout is that if you're a season ticket holder, you already have tickets, but you can donate your ticket back to the Boys and Girls Club, who Coach Mason grew up in Boys and Girls Club. We had so many student athletes that did too, and so it's our way to give back, but also work on filling Floyd at the same time.
How special has that been for you to really be a part of the community? Because I've been out to the farmers market, I've seen you there every place, but how special has that been to be a part of it?
It's special to me because Murfreesboro has been my community for, almost 15 years, and so to have a coach that's really valuing that and really is saying the right things, saying the things that we all want to hear is that we are a community. This university is huge. I'm an alum. I've stayed here. And that the fact that he wants to pour into this town, not just for the money, not for the revenue. He never brings up, we need revenue from this community. It's, we want support. We want to support the community alongside, and he wants them to feel like they're part of this team. That Borough-built, middle-made, he wants the community to feel like they're part of that Borough-built part, that blue-collar mentality.
Yeah.
He's of the opinion, you fill this place up, they're going to like what they see. They'll come back, and also you mentioned the income and things like that. That'll happen if they keep coming and enjoying what they see.
Yeah.
I'll go to this, and I talked to Chris about this a little bit ago. Last Wednesday, when we opened the Student Athlete Performance Center with the ribbon cutting, and there was, I don't know how many people were out there, but what the message it gave me was people care. They want to see this succeed, and it gives you hope that the level of excitement, because, and the thing was, once that ceremony was over, not one person left, because they all wanted to go see. It was like, they wanted to go see the new house in the neighborhood. and they were walking through this place for hours after up until lunchtime, they were walking through this building.
It was emotional for me because we hear it a lot working in this athletic department is who really cares about MTSU athletics? Having over 700 people show up for us to see the blood, sweat, and tears that this department, these student athletes have poured in to get this building open. It wasn't just us raising money. Our student athletes, you know, they show up on the court, they show up on the fields for us to build that community, and to see all those people take time out of their day to come in here just shows that we are doing something right, and that August 30th, this place is going to be packed. It's not just ticket sales. We really are working on changing the in-game experience and making this just the place to be. Like Coach Mason says, this needs to be the hardest venue to play in the group of 5.
That's
We've
right.
got to make it happen, and we have the community to do that.
And there are themes built. Some of them are natural. Homecoming,
Yeah.
salute to veterans, senior day. But there are different areas of the community that are going to get some extra love on each and every home game.
Yeah, so we're even doing a new thing that's called Community Spotlight. So during our pregame show, which is our Band of Blue, our spirit program, we're actually going to have a spirit team, a dance team that comes in from a local middle school, high school, and give them the spotlight on this field. And that just brings that community to sense that says you can be here, that we want you here, and this is your future. So we're tying a lot more into that community. MMC, who has their name on this field, they're going to have a big part of this with their breast cancer awareness in October. We're just going to turn this place pink for them. Education Spotlight, college football playoffs does extra yards for teacher every year. And so we have a really good school system here. And so we want to honor those educators. So there will be games that we recognize principals, teachers, people that are making a difference in this community.
I tell you, our local schools are very, high schools in particular, they're very competitive with each other.
Yes.
I'd love to see them competing on who can bring the most people to a football game.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it.
Well, and with high school sports, Coach Mason has really emphasized of bringing in those Middle Tennessee guys from high school and bringing them here to MTSU. That also coincides with the community active things. How do you think that will help this team build that connection with the community as well?
I think I have like the ground roots of what he's doing because my job is to get those elementary, those middle schoolers here to be like, this can be you.
Yeah.
Coach Mason will want you. And so my job is to show them what it's like to be here, what that atmosphere is for them. So they're like, I want to play for Coach Mason and I want to come to MTSU. So I think we all kind of stick along to that same message in that we're all on that same line. Like we're going to dedicate our time to the community, whether it's being out.
Yes.
Like you said, the farmer's market, making sure you're visible, making sure you're there because we love it.
Yeah. And I've talked to Nick multiple times about it, and Parker too, whenever we went to Texas, and they were saying, as much support as we give the community, that's how it's going to how we are going to show them that we want their support too when it comes August 30th, Whiteout, Austin Peay home opener.
Absolutely. Coach Mason and Caitlin do a really good job of, I've sat in a meeting before when they did a team meeting, and they told the players, you can't expect something if you're not giving it.
Yeah.
And that went a long way with me. They emphasize, he calls players out for their community service.
Yeah.
Your hours. And he says, you've got to go do something for other people. You've got to be that person that changes someone's life. You've got to be that mentor so that they come support you. But you have to support other people too. And it's not all about you.
Yeah.
And he says that with his staff. He says that with us. I think it goes a long way.
Yeah. It transforms everything.
Want to kind of go through the schedule a little bit here. Austin Peay listed as Blue Nighted, Community Day, and Faith and Family Day. Talk a little bit about what elements are going to go into that.
Yeah, so Faith and Family Day, we've started last year, we trickled in, but it's a group package. We encourage churches to come out, tailgate with their congregation, and just have fun at the games, spend time with each other, and use this as their outreach, just to, be outside the church and just be, here having fun. And so we're doing that on one side, and that's just a group ticket. But the Community Day goes along with the Whiteout t-shirt, but we're also using that day to show off our new elements. We have a new band director. There's a whole new pregame show that I am so excited about.
Oh.
It's good. And so just seeing new things. We've got these new ribbon boards to being able to show that off to the community on that day. Also, our football team, they have a new intro walkout. will blow your mind using the new center to use as their entrance. So it's the community. It's about showing the community what we've been up to, but also inviting the community to come be a part of our first game.
All new things, all new things.
Coming up on September 19th and 20th, Friday and Saturday,
Yeah.
that is going to be homecoming weekend, Hall of Fame weekend. We moved the Hall of Fame onto homecoming weekend a few years ago, which to me makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Bring our Hall of Famers back in. Kevin Byard going into the Hall of Fame this year among 5 others as well. But it's, Blue Raider Kids Club, which, by the way, you can register your child right now.
Free season ticket with that.
Yeah, and
Add that in. Plug.
it'll be Emmy's first homecoming Saturday here, and it's a little different with the 6 o'clock homecoming kickoff. But all that does is moves the parade up to like 11 a.m.
11.
And I'll say this, Our homecoming parade here is no joke.
No joke at all.
It's big, it's fun. In particular, if we luck out and get great weather, which we should, we have the big mixer on Middle down at the Alumni Center, and that's a whole nother party that goes on during the day. Over in the Grove, in Walnut Grove, or we're going to talk about what's going to be going on over there prior to every home game.
Yeah, so we're just enhancing Party in the Grove. It's going to be the same
Is it going to be
thing.
back? Live music again?
It's
back,
live
baby.
music. We've had some investment from our College of Media and Entertainment. They had a summer class this
cool.
semester, and they actually were booking acts and things like that. So it was giving real life experience of putting on a production. So we'll have a little bit of live performances, but we're also going to probably bring out a new LED board so you can watch other games, just liven it up. But we're also going to bring it closer. We want everything to be a little closer. So that stage is going to be a little bit closer to Raider Walk because we don't want you to have to move.
Yeah.
And then Party in the Grove, actually, instead of starting before Raider Walk is going to be the start of Party in the Grove. We want our team, our football players, and our band of blue to kick off Party in the Grove. So it will start with the team walking through, our band of blue performing.
Does it mean you can't come out and tailgate all day?
No, we want you tailgating 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Don't worry, it's not gonna hinder
my
it.
best thing is seeing the RVs out the night before. Can go out after work and hang out with them before I go home.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, so exciting.
We move into October, which means midweek games.
Yes.
And again, I'll go on record. Everybody they like to talk about the MAC conference and MACtion during the midweek. I promise you, I'd rather have a midweek game in Conference USA cities in October than in the MAC during November.
Best weather.
I don't want to
Fall
be.
weather's the best here.
Yeah, I'm calling you out, Buffalo. I don't want to be there on a Tuesday night in November. But Missouri State, brand new to Conference USA, which is going to be a great addition. The Missouri State Bears are here on Wednesday, October 8th. That's going to be Educator Appreciation and Youth Sports Night. So kind of talk a little bit about what's going to happen there.
Yeah, so youth sports, we'll invite all of our youth sports athletes out. We want them to come in their jerseys and their teams. We recognize them on the field. We give them a certificate of excellence that is presented by our director of athletics. They'll get a goodie bag that has all kind of stuff in it, and it's a time to recognize them on the field and celebrate them for the accomplishments that they've had. So it's a big night for us. We want to see 500 youth sports kids here. And that's not just football, basketball. We want karate, we want cheer, we want dance, we want any sport. We want you here.
Yeah.
And Educator Appreciation Night as well. MTSU produces more teachers than any other university in the state, and that's what we started doing.
That's what we do.
We were State Teachers College back in 1911. I was not here then, but that was, it happened.
Hope not.
So we invite all educators back on that night. Jack State comes in on October 29th. Healthcare Appreciation and our partners with Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, TOA, Ascension St. Thomas. We have some built-in folks there. And because it falls 2 days before Halloween, that's going to be a huge trunk or treat. And I can't wait to see thousands of kids in their Halloween outfits on Wednesday night, October 29th.
Every kid we want in a Halloween costume. We're going to work with some student organizations to do a little trunk or treat and party in the Grove. And a little plug that is a secret, but I guess I can tell it today.
Oh.
We are looking at, and probably in the final stages of planning a 5K. Murfreesboro lost the middle half, and that was a big thing. So
Wow.
we kind of want to bring something from the athletics that we get to plan and organize every year. So we're looking at planning a 5K in October, and that registration will actually come with a ticket to that weeknight game.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be good.
It's perfect.
Yep. Let's move into November. FIU will be here on November the 8th, which is 3 days before Veterans Day,
Yes.
which means our 41st annual, I think, or 42nd annual Salute to Veterans and Armed Forces. MTSU was the first school in the country to have a Salute to Veterans at a football game.
And longest running.
And longest
Wow.
running, and still do it the best.
Still do it the best. We put a lot of eggs in that basket for that game, but something new that will happen this year on that day is we will bring family weekend here for November 8th.
Oh, wow. Family
Yeah.
weekend normally has fallen in September in the past, but now it's going to be in first week in November.
Yeah, because, campus talking to administrators there in student affairs is that we have so many games that are close to when school comes back. You're not quite homesick yet.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's
this
so
is
true.
a time when they're not quite getting ready to go home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you really kind of want to see your family.
Yeah.
So kind of in that middle sweet spot where we're hoping that all the parents come back for a weekend.
Oh yeah.
And also Sam Houston will come in
Senior day.
on Senior Day, November 22nd, and first time Sam Houston has played here
Yeah.
since they were here for a 1AA playoff game. They came in then. The Bearcats will be here. That'll be Senior Day, and hopefully that's going to be a day where we are, we're talking about putting together a conference championship. And I also noticed
crossed.
we've got we have the whole basketball schedule hasn't come out yet. I've been privy to see it. We're going to have, was it November 8th, I think? We're going to have a football, basketball doubleheader.
We sure are.
And, oh my gosh, and family day. That's
And
just
family
it.
weekend, so we're
And
really
Armed
gonna,
Forces Day.
we're gonna have an encouragement that you're gonna watch a football game, and
You
then
can
you
go
can go
walk straight over.
You walk straight over to that Murphy Center and get a look at our basketball program.
Oh my gosh.
I went and watched them work out yesterday, and they have done a nice job of replenishing.
They're exciting.
They're going to be fun.
Exactly.
Chelsea, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you.
All right, good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Chelsea Floyd, Associate Athletic Director for Marketing. Joe Dubin is with us down on the field, and JoJo, the football team is here. But we're in period 19. But it looks it looks like we're wrapping things up down there, and this is always a fun time to try to eavesdrop a little bit on what Coach has to say.
You come down there and do that. I'm not going to do that for all that. No, it's a pretty good practice. And look, it's people like, oh, who did what? How did so-and-so look and this person look? It's hard to tell because it's shorts. It's 4 days into camp. There's some big plays, offense and defense. I'll get out of the way, and Lauren will zoom in over there on Coach Mason talking to the team. So it's just a kind of barometer. Look, you're putting in work now, right? You're not game planning for Austin P today. You're getting the guys on the same page. And what I thought was really cool earlier is that Nick Vediata was getting ready at the guys, the number ones to go in. He kept telling the guys, get your huddle straight. Get your huddle straight. Huddle up correctly. It's the little things. Coach Mason talks about it all the time. Do all the little things great, and everything else will take care of itself. So to hear, a senior quarterback talk about get the huddle straight. I mean, I'm 8 years old again playing peewee football, and the coach yelling at us to get the huddle straight. It's the little things like that which lets it go. And we talked with Nick a little while ago, guys. I mean, this is a guy that's been through it here. He's been there. We joked the 2021 Bahamas Bowl MVP. He's had the ups and downs here at MTSU, but his kind of attitude and poise and excitement for this season with a lot of new guys being in here, second year under Coach Reeder's offense, he's ready to go. And they all talk about the building. I know last week was a dedication. They just talk about the pride. I talked to Coach Mason before practice, and the word pride came up like 15 times. The pride of going to that building, the pride of seeing your locker, the pride of all the dedication that people put in to getting that building going. So it builds up, and I tell you, it's a great feeling to have that and knowing that all these people have bought into what you're trying to do. and make this team successful, it's a really good feeling. I don't compare attitudes and performances in camp from year to year because it's so different and everything. I'm just telling you, these guys, there's a pep in the step. Practice was crisp, running back and forth to drills, really good. Kind of an opportunity to see inside what's going on right now. And of course, tomorrow, guys, we talk about the full pads come on. So there'll be another different attitude change tomorrow as well. But so far, it looked like a pretty good practice for the Blue Raiders.
Well, one of the things you talked about, Joe, is moving quickly between drills and things like that. You, as a former player in college, you notice things like that, and I think and you talked about how Nick Vattiato and the leadership qualities that he shows on the field. Here's a guy in Nick Vattiato who probably had all kinds of opportunities as a back-to-back 3,000-yard passer to go to a lot of different places, but he wanted to see the job through here, and I've just got a ton of respect for him, and it's hard not to cheer for a guy like that, who you want to see him because he does all the little things right.
We talked to him this summer, and I said, why did you come back? Because he had plenty of opportunities to go elsewhere. He said, I had to come back and finish what I started. And that was it. They just had to finish what I started. I was like, oh, good for you. He spent time at the Manning Passing Academy. And he said, going down there and, people talk about middle and like, you got the new building up there, how things going. You're a senior coming back with Coach Mason. He goes, there's a lot of pride involved in that. And I want to come back and see it through, see what we can do one more time with this football team. And Coach Mason's talked about how invaluable it is to have a senior quarterback to come back and lead your football team. Nick Vattiato is that guy, guys.
Yep. Well, they just turned him loose down there. Let's see. Are you going to try to grab anybody?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, good deal.
Why not? Is what he's saying.
All right, grab somebody.
You grab somebody. We've got about 5, 6, 7 minutes to fill. But again, when you've talked to coaches Emmy and I think it's one of those things where a year ago today there was hope that they were going to be good. I think today there's an expectation. So that's a whole different kind of level of confidence that they're going into this year with. And I think when you look at how they've built this roster, again, 62 new players, 42 of which are scholarship guys, 20 walk-ons.
Yep.
I just look at the two deep and think about, well, there's some names. You look at some skill guys that names you're familiar with: Gamarion Carter, Miles Butler, Cam Lacey. But people haven't seen A.J. Jones yet.
Nope.
Transfer from Arizona.
Najee Cox, the JUCO.
Yeah, Najee Cox, the JUCO. Some of these big linemen. You talked about Otts. I'm excited about Otto Van Rensburg, who has the perfect offensive lineman name. Played at Sevier County on a state championship team. So there's a lot of excitement. I think not only within this building behind us, but it's come out and give these guys an opportunity. I think you're going to like what you see as far as the product on the field.
Oh, I think we will completely. I mean, what Joe was just saying, even in practice, it's going. It's flowing as well. I think, again, Coach Mason, along with his entire staff, it's trickled down. They know the expectations, but they've also elevated those expectations from last year. Coach Mason has talked a lot about how, coming off of last year, everybody was kind of getting in the rhythm of things, trying to figure things out. But this year, it's a new beginning. This year, it's new. Everybody knows what is needed to be done in order to hoist that, hopefully, CUSA Conference Championship above their head in a couple months. And I think for them, especially with the boys, again, whenever we went to Texas for CUSA Media Day, Parker Hughes said something, and it not necessarily blew my mind, but I was just like, he's exactly right. And he said, quote, "You cannot go to war with people you do not know."
That's right.
And I think for him on, with the linebackers and with the new guys like Alex Mitchell and then obviously O-line and switching it to Nick Vadiato, I think for them, they are just excited to get out there and to play, but to play as a family. And I think that's the biggest thing for them.
I'm excited to see Alex Mitchell. Here's a guy who had over 100 tackles last year at Chattanooga.
Phenomenal.
Played at Riverdale here in town. So, it's exciting for that. And you look at, what does it take to win a championship? Obviously players, and also you look at a schedule that is favorable for, a lot of times you look at the schedule, my God, they've stacked it against us. This year the schedule is favorable. You get when you start looking at the league, you've got, you open up on the road at Kennesaw, you come home from Missouri State, you go to Delaware. I mean, you've got an opportunity to start out hot in the league right there. Then you've got Jacksonville State, who has a completely rebuilt roster after Rich Rodriguez went back to West Virginia. FIU comes in then in November. You go to Western Kentucky. That game on November 15th
I'm so excited for that game.
Could have huge implications.
Huge.
Of course, they will have the Emmy Fazenbacher statue that they will unveil outside of LT Smith Stadium there. But being the we're letting that kitty out of the bag. Of course, that she at one time in her career wore red, but the 100-mile rivalry will be renewed on November 15th. Then you've got Sam Houston, who is picked high in a lot of preseason polls, but you've got him at home.
Exactly.
And then you finish up the year at New Mexico State. So that, the schedule,
in favor for us.
You don't play Liberty this year. Louisiana Tech is not on the schedule this year. UTEP is not on the schedule this year. So that, because of the number of teams in the league, that will change again next year. I saw a graphic yesterday that 24% of all 1A football teams at one point have been in Conference USA.
Oh, I believe it, because it's constantly evolving every second.
It has evolved and may evolve again, even more as we move through the year. But of course, Delaware, they're moving up from FCS, the old 1AA. Missouri State the same way, but Delaware is going to come in as, they are the state university of the state.
Yeah.
They're the land grant university. They have the second largest endowment of any school in our league behind Liberty. And then Missouri State just has a great tradition in all sports. They've been to the College World Series in baseball. They've been terrific in basketball in the Missouri Valley. And their women have been to the Women's Final Four back in the day. So we're getting ready to close things out, and let's go down to Joe Dubin one final time before we wrap it up. And JoJo, final thoughts on today. I think you leave here inspired even more than you did when you arrived.
Oh, for sure.
Because I got a biscuit from Mark Owens. So.
That's correct.
Me too.
Did you get one, Emmy? That's the best part of my day. It's funny, practice may be over like at a certain time, but then they break out to different position groups. The coaches talk with them. They're always teaching, always coaching, always learning things. And again, we talk about tomorrow's a critical day because the pads come on tomorrow. But look, football's here. It's good. It's exciting to be back inside Floyd Stadium, to look up and see the Student Center right there. It's a beautiful sight, and just get ready for Austin Peay on August 30th, and then the season goes. So excited for that. The guys are excited for that as well. They know it's time to work for the next couple of weeks. School starts in like 2.5 weeks as well, I think. So it's back. We're back. Things are good. All is right in the world, guys.
Oh,
All is right in the world.
There you go, Joe.
College
thanks so
football's
much
back.
for putting in the work today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Joe Dubin, who my radio partner, he'll be with me on the air on August 30th on the Blue Raider Network. And your final thoughts of this is your first look at Media Day here at Middle.
Oh, I'm ready. As much as they're ready, I'm ready to watch it and ready for it to unfold. I'm so excited, especially like what we've been saying, I think the whole entire time this show, we've been talking about all the new things here. And I think that's really going to transpire onto the field to help these boys do what they do best.
Yesterday I was thinking, what are we going to do to fill 2 hours? And it's like,
Where's the time gone?
Where has the time gone? It has flown by here today. I want to thank our crew here. Allison Dahl has been our producer, and our folks from True Blue TV have been here producing, doing a great job.
Amazing.
Especially Lauren down on the field. She was having to chase Joe around, so she gets an extra biscuit and an extra donut from Donut Country today. So that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks to Mark Owens. He's over our head making sure we thank him.
Yes.
But that's going to be it for us.
It is. Thanks, guys, for watching.
If you missed any of this, of course, it will be on the YouTube channel. You can find it on the football and athletic Facebook pages and all of that. So thanks for being with us today, folks. Be loud, be proud, be blue. We'll see you here very soon.
August
and make
30th.
sure you get your tickets August 30th, Middle and Austin P here at Floyd Stadium. So from Floyd Stadium, for Emmy Fazenbaker, Chip Walters saying thanks for being with us and have a great day.
Thanks, guys.